Everybody, welcome back to Tammy Talks. We are here today to talk Squid Game. Season 1, episodes 2 and 3. Y'all let me go that entire last video saying Squid Games. Black people love adding the S to everything. Why y'all didn't tell me? Nonetheless, let's get into it. So, welcome if you are coming back from watching one of my other previous videos. If you have not already subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Tap the notification bell, as people say. Thumbs up the video on your way in or your way out, whichever works best for you. Leave some comments. Do not leave spoilers. I am watching this and kind of recapping it as I go. I was going to do episode recaps for I was going to do reviews for every episode, but I'm not going to do that. That's going to be a lot of videos. So I'm going to start grouping them together. But this is episode 2, Hell. Episode 3 with the man with the umbrella. I have not been mad at anyone throughout this entire series until episode 3. So let's start with 2. So, after that deadly game of red light, green light, we see the players all go back to like their little lodging area, and they are all sitting around like, WTF did we get ourselves into? But I always feel like too, if something is too good to be true, it typically is. Why did they think that they were going to get, a big prize of money, this big piggy bank full of money? Why did they think that they were going to get that by just playing a couple games? Like, come on, y'all. Now, I don't think they thought that they would die, because no one thought they would die from the games, but sheesh. So, there the square face, the masked people come out, and they're all standing in front of them, and some of the women start pleading, like, I got a baby at home. I promise I'll pay back the money. Let me go home. So, like, people are begging, and then people start getting angry, like, y'all can't keep us here. Y'all are killing us. And what killed me, what got me, was one of the masked people was like, we're not trying to hurt y'all. They simply did not follow the rules, so they were eliminated. That's all. And I'm like, no, y'all ain't eliminating people. Y'all are killing folks. So, they're like kind of listing the rules, and the masked people are like, y'all signed. Now, y'all said that no one could quit the game. You can't refuse to do a game, or you would be what? Eliminated. So, they, main character, whose name is Guy Young, I think that's it. I think that's how you pronounce it. Guy Young. His little friend that went to college and is supposed to be the man in these streets, he was like, yeah, but, Rule 3 also states that if the majority does not want to do the game, we can terminate them. So they're like, all right, y'all want to vote? Let's put it to a vote. They said, but before we vote, let's show you how much money you can win. So the big piggy bank fills up, and it's, 29 billion won, which is the Korean currency rate. And I did the conversion. It's like between 13 and 14 million American dollars. So everybody is seeing this money, and it's like, y'all, is it worth dying for, though? That's kind of the thing. But I guess I'm not in that position. No, I'm gonna say I'm not gonna do it. I would not risk my life to do that, to possibly. Mike could win that money. So, but plus, there's no guarantee you're actually going to win the money. And I think that's what it is for me. Y'all see they are killing folks. What makes y'all think that once you get to the end, they're not going to make sure that you don't get the money? I guess I don't understand what's the purpose of killing the people either. Send their asses home. But I guess they have to protect anonymity and everything else. So, whatever. All right, so they start to take a vote, and comes down to be 50-50, right? The last vote comes down to number 1, who is that super old man. And I just knew he was going to vote yes to keep playing. He voted no to end the game. So then it becomes people being mad that were like, well, why don't you let those of us that want to stay, let us do it. Like, why are y'all doing this? If we want to stay, let us play the game. But they were like, nope, the games are done. Once the games resume, we'll contact y'all. So we see this like montage of everybody going home and going back to their lives, where their lives have seemingly gotten worse. So we see like Guy Young goes home. His mom is now in the hospital. She has diabetes really bad. The doctor tells him that she might have to have her feet amputated. The college guy, we see him. The police are after him, y'all. So he goes and gets a battery to charge up his phone, and it was like warrants for his arrest, and the police texting him and voicemails. And the police don't want to see his mama. Told his mama, "Look, we need to find your son because he has fraud, embezzlement, insider trading, just like anything financial you can think of." That's what they said. Anything financial crime, he did that shit. Whatever they said he did that shit. So we just see everything is getting worse and worse for them. Guy Young goes and asks his ex-wife for some money. He wants the money not to pay off his debts, but to help his mom. And she was like, she had like an attitude and was like, no. Her husband comes home and was like, don't come over here and see this no more. It's rough for your daughter, but it's best for her. And it kind of gives him money to pay, like gives him money to stay away. And he was like, no, like he punches him and it's kind of like on some, don't tell me I can't be around my daughter. What type of bullshit is that? And I did not like that he did that. Like, don't do that. You can tell that little girl, like, she loves her father. She knows, she knows what he is. She knows the kind of guy. She knows the type of guy he is. But like, don't do that. That's foul. So at the end of the episode, we see, well, halfway through the episode, Guy Young goes and tries to report this to the police. He is so naive. Like, you can just tell that he is just a dumb, precious man. So he tries to report this to the police. There is a police officer who has been looking for his brother because his brother has been missing for a couple of days. So when he comes into work, he sees the little card with I was calling it the PlayStation symbol because that's what it looks like. But that has the symbols on the card. And he kind of notices the card there. So he goes to like his brother's dorm room to try to find him because they said he hasn't paid the rent, he hasn't been to class, he's been missing. And he sees the card there. So he ends up following one of the vans at the end of the episode because he wants to see where they're going. So we see like all the main characters, they're all on their way back to it. So we see the girl with the scar. We see the guy with the tattoo on his face. Guy Young is back. College professor is back. That one man that looks like he is Indian, he's back. And then the old man. So when they get back, they're all talking. And they're saying, but maybe we should team up. Because we don't know what type of game they're going to have us play. We're playing, all these like elementary, playground games. Let's try to team up and see if we can get something going that way. So they decide that teaming up would be best, and that's what they're going to do. So meanwhile, the cop, the brother of the guy that got terminated, they should be saying that, but that was shot because he lost that red light, green light. He is able to sneak into one of the vans, and he plays like he's passed out, but he's really not. So because of that, he, like, when the man comes out, the masked man comes in to check the people, they scan their earlobes. So they must tag them somehow, but they scan their earlobes, and that's how they're able to get, like, your name, all this information about you, and how much money you owe. So they're kind of using the fact that you owe all this money against you so that it kind of entices you to play because you're desperate. So, because that man is not really, supposed to be playing the game, when they scan his earlobes, nothing happens. So he gets up, put the man in the headlock, and he's able to put on his clothing, and then he's able to go in this undercover as one of the masked like security guard people. So once they're up in there, he's seeing like this is some shit. You know what I mean? So he's like in this like little room, and he thought that he would be able to go in there and like kind of get his stuff together and strategize and stuff. But we see that he there's a camera in there, so they're being watched. Everybody's being watched constantly. So he's like, fuck, how I'm supposed to eat? How I'm supposed to eat? So he kind of keeps his back to the camera. When he goes to sleep, he puts the cover over his head. So I'm hoping he's able to like uncover something. If you know, do not write it down in the comments. I am so serious, y'all. I'm gonna start blocking people. Cause so many people, it's like y'all have this innate desire to just spoil things for people. Please do not post spoilers. I'm gonna watch the show. I'm gonna get through it. But so the next game is oh, did they say what the name of the game was? Shit, it's called, hold on. It starts with an H. What is the, one second. What is the second game in Squid Game? Because I want to make sure I get the name of the game right. Honeycomb Cookie. So, they play this honeycomb cookie game, which, college guy, he's like the businessman, which like the businessman, he knows the game. So the night before the game started, that one heifer, that annoying ass woman, she is like at the door screaming to use the bathroom so she can get out because she really want to go smoke a cigarette. So she is acting a fool at the door since she gonna piss all in the room. So they finally let her out. Old girl with the scar, the pickpocket, the thief, she's like, I want to go too because she noticed the vent. So she wanted to get up into that vent so that she can go and figure out like what game is next or what's going to happen next. So once they both are able to go to the bathroom, the pickpocket, the girl with the scar on her neck, she gets up, she climbs through the vent and she sees them cooking a bunch of a bunch of sugar. And she sees them cooking these big vats of sugar. So that's kind of like her clue where she's probably trying to think of what the next game is going to be. Meanwhile, old girl, a loud, annoying woman, she pulls out this big ass tube out of her snatch and is in there smoking a cigarette. So, and she told her, cover for me and then I'll let you know what I find. So the next morning she's telling her that she just saw them cooking a bunch of sugar and like that's really all she knows. So, but they know that they're doing playground games. So that's when everybody's starting to like team up. So they get to the big playground and it's like a jungle gym and it's all this other stuff around. And Guy Young, who is just so precious. He's just so precious. He's like, all right, so this is my, he's a businessman. He's the smartest man. He went to Seoul University. Like, he out here popping. He knows this stuff. So they're all looking at him like, what do you think we should do? Because they tell them to pick a shape. Triangle, circle, star, fucking umbrella. An umbrella, y'all. And I mean with a hook and everything. Not like a straightforward, little zigzag umbrella. No, an umbrella. So they're looking to him. Now, he asked old girl before. He said, so look, I heard that you saw something. What did you see? Because I might be able to figure out the game. She told him that they were cooking sugar. So in his mind, he's trying to think of what games from their childhood involve like sugar or hardened sugar or something like that. So when he sees the shapes, clicks right away for him, right? So he's like, in his mind, he's like, yes, I know this shit. So they're asking him, okay, what should we do? Now, this man knows, this nigga knows that they're going to have to carve out shit. He knows that the simplest thing to do would be to get the fucking triangle. So he says right away, well, I'm going to go triangle. And then Guy Young is like, should we split up? And he tells him, well, no, because Guy Young was like, should we all do the same thing? He's like, no, we should probably split up. And I'm thinking, I kept looking like he knows what the game is going to be. And he on some grimy shit and he didn't want to tell them, right? So that really, really pissed me off. So they're like, all right, let's split up. So this one man says a circle. The Indian man says a circle. Guy Young picks the fucking umbrella. And the old man picks the star. So they all line up and you can see deep down that man, the businessman, knows that what he's doing is flawed. He knows what he's doing is wrong. And he should have told them. But no, he let them pick these a fucking circle. He let them pick these hard-ass shapes And the entire time it kept being like, well, we, no, I don't know anything. And I was like, you foul, my guy. Fucking foul. Because I really feel like if Guy Young were to win that money, he would give your ass some. He would give your mama some. But you being super flawed like this. So, all right. I guess he can't give you some because you died. But it's like, that's fucking foul. Foul. So they line up, and old girl with the scar on her neck, she sees businessman go stand behind the triangle, and she follows him and goes behind there. So they all go to the front of the line. They get these like tins. They get these 10 things where it has the shape in there and a little pick. You have to pick out, cut out the shape that's in your thing without breaking it. If you break it, you know what happens? You die, right? That's my shotgun, my big automatic weapon. So you get shot, right? So Guy Young opens his box. It's a fucking umbrella, and I'm looking like bullshit to the businessman. So he knows he's foul too. He knows he's wrong because he's looking at everybody who's supposedly on his team. He's looking at them and just kind of like, he knows that he fucked up. Deep down, he knows that what he did was wrong. But see, these people are so desperate for money that they don't care who they're crossing in the interim. So he gets his carved out and he's good. We see Guy Young, and I am just like, Lord have mercy, because they have to do it within 10 minutes. So we see old girl, the loud annoying lady who had her lighter, so she's burning her needle and able to burn the sugar and get her I think she had a triangle, or did she have a star? She had a star, so she's able to get hers out. Old girl with the the one that saw the sugar with the scar on her neck, she had a triangle, so she was able to get hers out, so they're safe. The lady that had the lighter passes it to the man that had the tattoo on his face, even though he was an ass to her because she wanted to join his team. And he was on some, yeah, it's a bunch of empty beds right now, I'll take you in the bed. And it's like, sir, now is not the time to be talking about sex. So they see, she gives him the lighter. They do it, and then one by one, we just start seeing people get shot. It's down to 2 minutes. Guy Young is licking the shit out of the back of the cookie because he notices that his sweat is melting the cookie, or melting the sugar part around it. And I'm thinking, don't melt the actual part of the shape that you need. But he's licking the back of the back of it because it's helping melt it, and it's making the lines thicker to where he can cut it out. So right at within like 3 seconds to go, he's able to lick it and get his shape out. And then they usher everybody out that did do it. And then we see this man who, Lord, I feel so bad for him. The last little piece of hook of his umbrella broke. And the man puts out his gun, and he like jumps up, attacks the man, and takes the masked man as a hostage in his own sum. I'll shoot him. So all the other masked people turn on him, and he's like, y'all get me? I'm going to go ahead and shoot this, like, pow, pow. I'm going to shoot him. So they turn, kill everybody else in the room. And then he tells the man to take off your mask. And I'm thinking, don't even do any of that shit, because you about to die anyways. You know that, right? You're about to die. Man, I would have went and shot as many people as I can. At least shoot the man that you're holding, right? So he has the young boy take off his mask. He turns around. He looks super, super young. Like, he looks like a teenager. And he's kind of like, what happened? Why are you doing this? What happened? So now we see the big head honcho, the guy with the black Darth Vader looking mask. He comes down and he shoots the guy, the last player. And then he shoots the masked man that took his mask off. He said because once they see you, they have to eliminate you. So what I think is going on is nobody else knows who each other is. So even the masked people, they don't know who each other are. So once you expose yourself, we can't, you got to die. And it's just because on some, We don't want anybody else to know what shit is going on here, because all it takes is one person to have, all it takes is one person to have a guilty conscience or something, and then everybody's going to go down for it. So they kill him, and then that's the end. And I'm like, personally, I would not have been able to get that thing out. I don't care if it was the triangle. I wouldn't have been able to get it out. This is Squid Game. Uh, Episodes 2 and 3. I'm gonna tell you this. Guy Young needs to keep an eye on your little businessman friend. I'm gonna get his name next week because I'm gonna get his name next episode because I'm ready to read the shit out of him. Keep an eye on him. You can't trust him. I get it. It's kind of every man for themselves. But like, don't do no purposely grimy shit like that. You don't cross people, because what happens the next time that Guy Young on the next game, the Guy Young knows how to do some shit and he don't want to help you. Don't do that. If you have not already, please subscribe to the channel, thumbs up the video, leave some comments on episodes 2 and 3, only 2 and 3, and I will check y'all for the next couple episodes. Peace.